medical update with Gunnar Hoglund. He's out for the year. This is a guy who, a couple years ago, I know you guys are pretty excited about him. I guess how much you just kind of feel for him, just kind of the way his career is kind of playing out now with all these tough injuries.
Yeah, I talked to Gunnar before we left on this road trip. It's really it's just unfortunate for him. He's done everything he possibly can to be on the field, and when you go through rehab like he's gone through, they're trying times. I've been there with my back personally. To have a setback like this, and I had a second surgery as well. There's still optimism. You just have to believe, and that's the conversation I had with Gunnar, is that as hard as it seems right now, the work that you put in based on experiencing this rigor of a process to get back to be healthy and to go through it a second time, the challenges now, and you just got to put your head down and grind and believe that you're going to get back out there and give yourself a chance to continue your career.
You talked about when Bolte came up, how it might be difficult maybe to write the lineup sometimes with the outfielders you have here. For a guy like Lawrence Butler, who maybe hasn't been in there for a few days, is there I don't know, maybe you already had the conversation with them, or is there a conversation you have with them about just kind of dealing with something like this? Maybe not being in the starting lineup as much as he might have thought he was in.
Yeah, no, I've talked to Lawrence. Lawrence is going to continue to work on making some adjustments with our hitting group. It was great to see him get a big hit the other night in the pinch hit. There's going to be that opportunity. It's not easy. I know Lawrence wants to be on the field. And in order for us to be a successful team, we're all going to have to play. They're all going to have to contribute. We talk about that a lot. Sometimes, it's difficult as a player when you're going through tough times to understand that, to see the big picture. But, I still have confidence that Lawrence is going to be a big contributor to this club's success.
I've asked you a couple times about Savali, but how big has it just been to have him there as kind of a stabilizing force, as a third veteran who's been in the league for a long time and pitching well?
Yeah, I mean, the pitching well part, right, is has been fun to watch. Aaron, when we talked to him, obviously it was late in the off season, about coming here and getting this opportunity to be in the rotation. We felt confident that he had an underlying desire to come to a club where he felt good about getting just a long look, possibly, knowing that performance kind of dictates that long look. But for him to go out and pitch as well as he has to this point says a lot about the person that we identified in bringing here, and his capabilities, right? In a role that he hasn't necessarily been given a long run in. He's getting that chance right now to prove that he can go out and be a part of a rotation.
Last year, you guys had a lot of runs produced by the home run, and this year finding kind of a variety of ways, especially as of late, 2-out RBI. I think about 40% of your runs come with 2 outs. Can you find a team identity in that, right? Does it put pressure on other teams in a way throughout the course of a game?
No, I mean, I heard this from a coach of mine who I used to call the chef. I hope he watches this pregame. But he said this line: 2-out RBIs get you to play in late October. And it's a fact. I mean, the more opportunities you can cash in on 2 outs, the more pressure it puts on the pitching staff, knowing that you got guys up there that grind at bats and can come through and get big hits. And, I didn't know that stat to this point, but it's one that, we should take pride in. We should form an identity around because it helps clubs win games.
Do we know that, Coach? Do I know?
You do.
Flattery?
No. He was a coach on the athletic staff in 2004, possibly 5. Yeah. He was a former manager of the Miami Marlins.
Renee Lashman.
There you go. The Latch Man.
It's a good lash.
Yeah.
I like it.
Thanks, Knots.
All right.